start the science of completion by Mahadeva. We will learn the sutra. 22nd verse. Look at your past disidentified. Let attention be at a place where you are seeing some past happening and even your form having lost its present characteristics is transformed. Listen to this great truth. Mahadeva is precisely describing the process of completion. Sit, look at your past, unclutched, disidentified. Let attention be at a place where you are seeing the past happening and you will see it such a way, unclutched, that form of that time, the name of that time, the inadequate cognition of that time loses its power over the present characteristics. It loses its influence over the present. And I tell you, if you just live with your present form, you will be complete. But along with this present form, all your past forms are also getting loaded. It is like one person only can walk through that door, but 1 plus 300 half men are trying to go in through the door. You are not alone. Your 6 age incompletion, your 7 age incompletion, your 8 age incompletion, your 9 age incompletion, your 3 age incompletion, your 4 age incompletion, all the fellows are hanging on to you. And you have to walk like a person on whom 300 children are sitting. You can't walk through a door because 300 kids are sitting on your back. How a man cannot walk through with 300 kids sitting on his back through a door, same way, in this moment you will not be complete in your life if you are carrying all the past incompletions on your shoulder. Complete all of them, drop one by one all the kids. Become you. When you become you, you are transformed. You are no more incomplete, inadequate cognition. You are no more incomplete, inadequate human being. You are complete. Please understand. I'll give you the precise technique, the process of completion. Mahadeva gives a clear definition of completion. Looking at the space with attention where your past is relived, completely unclutched, is completion. Looking at the space with attention of where your past is relived completely. With unclutched space. Look at your past, disidentified. Let attention be at a place where you are seeing some past happening and even your form, having lost its present characteristics, is transformed. It's a 22nd technique in Shiva Sutras, the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra chapter. Then we have a question, does this mean that I can be complete just by unclutching with my past and not necessarily need to complete with the other person who made me feel incomplete? Listen, first thing you need to do is completion with yourself. Then completion with the other person is also required for the complete completion. But here I am introducing the completion as a practice with yourself. Listen, when you complete with the other persons more and more, you simply become matured, that's all. I tell you really, when you complete 10 times with somebody, 11th time you will simply know this person cannot be changed. And you will get matured, I tell you. I am defining maturity. When you understand the people cannot be changed, you are matured in relationships. When you understand whole world cannot be changed, you become matured to have enlightenment. Maturity is nothing but acceptance in your biomemory level. Completion again and again will make you understand one thing. In your biomemory level, the acceptance is your life. Actually, when I sit here, I sit holding all of you. Please listen. Shiva Sutras very clearly describe even if an enlightened master holds the space of Advaita for you, you complete all your incompletions and you achieve miracles in your life. You cause your reality by causing miracles in your life. Beautifully, Shiva Sutra puts it. Whether healing a physical disease or manifesting the life as you want, if an enlightened master holds the space for you, means holds you in his consciousness, like mother holding a child. I'll say one step further. Mother holding a baby inside the womb. When he holds the space of Advaita for you, you may jump here, you may jump there, you may do this, you may do that, you may do it rightly or wrongly, but you will break all your incompletions in his space, because end of the day you are inside his space. You can kick with right hand, left hand, right leg, left leg, you can even fall, but you will fall only in his lap. So when an enlightened master holds the space for you, you are in his breathing space and he holds you consciously. You go through all your incompletions smoothly and complete and be relieved. So whenever I sit here, I hold all of you into that space. I program it automatic, and then I sit silently or sit with my some other job or whatever I am attending, but I will be sitting. It's a 22nd verse of the Shiva Sutras. I'll read out and then explain. Look at your past disidentified. Let attention be at a place where you are seeing some past happening, and even your form having lost its present characteristics is transformed. This is the original sutra. Don't worry, you will not understand anything. And now I will explain. Now I read out the exact translation. I'll explain the process. Listen. The key of the sutra is reliving is relieving. Now, every incident you wrote, you started developing SDHD in your life. Every incident you wrote. Because whatever you are going to complete now, it will be completed once for all. I am responsible for that. Bhagavan is clearly describing completion, defining completion. The 22nd sutra of Shiva Sutras, the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra chapter. Allow the reliving of the past happen with attention, but be unclutched. Look at your past disidentified. Let attention be at a place where you are seeing some past happening, and even your form having lost its present characteristics is transformed. Look at your past unclutched. Let your attention be at a place where you are seeing some past happening, and even your form having lost its present characteristics is transformed. Listen. If you want to know whether you are complete or not, Bhagavan is giving you the scale. If you relive the same incident, your old form will not have impact on you. It would have melted down. The fundamental foundation of four tattvas is completion. Integrity is established in completion. Authenticity starts with completion. Responsibility grows in completion. Only when you are complete, only when you are in completion, you will enrich you and others. Continuously allow completion to be with you, to be in you. Continuously allow completion as your life, completion as your form, completion as your lifestyle. every night in front of the mirror. Let attention be in your inner space where you are seeing the past happening, unclutched. Even your form, having lost its present characteristics, is transformed. Shiva says in Shiva Sutras, one sneezing with awareness is enough for enlightenment. Because during sneezing, your whole nervous system gets activated. One sneezing with clear awareness. Awareness that you are sneezing, that face muscles are shrinking, and all the things are happening, an explosion. You are enlightened. All you need is one sneezing with awareness, that's all. When you infuse awareness, this is no more one more day. This is no more one more morning. This is the morning. This is the day. I don't know in how many dimensions you will be awakened. Exactly what I mean by the word inner awakening is infusing awareness into you, that's all. Uncertainty. Uncertainty is life. Shiva, in his Shiva Sutras, I think 100th Sutra, 100th or 100, after 100, before 112, in those few sutras, he declares very beautifully, living in utter insecurity is enlightenment. Living in utter insecurity, your intuition, intelligence, everything is awakened by force, just by demand. It's awakened. So uncertainty is life. Live it. Nothing much to expand on uncertainty, because any expansion I give on uncertainty, you will try to make one more certainty about uncertainty. You should not be certain about uncertain. Uncertainty should be uncertain. So, just contemplate, do manana on these few words on uncertainty. You'll experience life, spontaneity, and enlightenment. The Shiva Sutras, Shiva gives a very beautiful verse, very beautiful sutra. I can say the straight solution for all the problems. Just integrate all your energies into one direction, feel, I'm trying to give the exact translation, feel every soul, every being as your very center. Understand this one idea. It's a very powerful idea. Very powerful idea. That is why it takes a lot of time even to understand, get the hang of it, even get the introduction. All our problems are just because we go on trying to insist, we go on trying to emphasize that your being is separate from somebody else's being. The suffering caused to that being will not come near you. You are separate, and outside your skin, whatever exists is separate. One of the worst thing is, first you start separating what exists outside your skin and inside your skin. But that attitude of separating does not stop there. It just gets inside your system slowly. Then even inside, you separate your intellect and emotion. You separate your emotion and being. You separate your being and consciousness. Go on separating, dividing. The more you divide, the more you become weak and more problems and more enemies you need to handle. See, everybody constantly has these insecurity imaginations, especially early morning before you wake up from the bed. Either you will have the deep insecurity imaginations or fantasies. This too only wakes you up from the bed early morning. Of course, about fantasies, with fantasies already you are comfortable. But these insecurity imaginations, start getting comfortable with that. Okay, now you are there. That does not mean you are going to become reality. Your ability to get comfortable with insecurity imagination makes your nervous system ripe enough to hold the highest experiences. Understand? This is the only way Sati becomes Parvati, Parvati becomes Meenakshi. Your ability to handle very beautifully in one place in Shiva Sutras, Mahadeva says, living in utter insecurity is living enlightenment. Get comfortable with your insecurity imagination. Only the people whose nerves have become comfortable with the insecurity imaginations have achieved highest things on the planet Earth, whether it is in the outer world or in the inner world. People whose nervous system cannot handle the insecurity imaginations, today we are entering into the third sutra. In the first chapter, third sutra, Shastra Yonitvat. Sutra is just this much. Shastra Yonitvat. That's all. Translation says Brahman is omniscient because of its being the source of the scriptures. Swami Veereshwarananda translates as the omniscient and omnipotence of Brahman being the source of scriptures. The meaning, translation of the sutra is Brahman is omniscient because of its being the source of scriptures. Brahma Shastra Yonitvat. Just two words. Source of the Shastras. This is the source of the Shastras. Understand? First, let us understand the word Shastra. Shastra means truth about reality is Shastra. In the commentary, each one says their Shastras are Shastras. The Vedikas are saying Brahman is great because it is the source of Rig Veda, Yajurveda, all Vedas. Naturally, the Vaishnavas say, no, because it is source of Bhagavata and all the Vaishnavite scriptures. Each one debates on the word Shastra. Almost all the religious fights happened in India is just because of this one book, Brahma Sutra. Now I have to tell the truth. Each one was claiming their own meaning for this book. Which created too much of division, disturbance, led to fights, wars. Sometimes even natural calamities, because the guys who are fighting on the meaning of the Brahma Sutras, unfortunately sometimes have extraordinary powers to create even natural calamities. So the Indian religious war was not stopped with weapons and attack on each other. It sometimes used even the inner energies. Once in a Vedantic bookstall, a customer went and asked, showing two books, the Brahma Sutra Sankara Bhashya and Ramanuja Bhashya. Asked the seller, what is the difference between these two? The bookseller said 45 rupee. Because these books are rarely read, very rarely studied, very rarely understood. Rarely read, very rarely studied, very rarely understood. You need to understand this word Shastra Yonitvat, because it being the origin of the Shastras, it is considered to be omniscient, omnipotent, ultimate. So the word Shastra need to be understood. Shastra means the truth about reality. Truth about reality. Only the omnipotent, omniscient intelligence will have guts to reveal its quality. Please understand. Only the ultimate will have the strength to reveal its qualities to you, to reveal truths about itself to you. I wanted all of you to understand the word Shastra does not mean just some book. Shastra means truth about reality. Only truth has a capacity to reveal its truth. Nothing else can reveal about its truth. Please understand, leading somebody in the path of truth is very dangerous unless you are established in it. If you are not established and you are leading, a disciple will find out your falsehood. That's one of the important, very important truth you need to understand. What is enlightenment? If you ask me now, I will tell. Fan is moving. TVs are functioning. People are sitting. I am talking. This is enlightenment. That's all. If you ask me, Swamiji, please teach Brahma Sutra for this moment, I will say, I am sitting on a gold-plated throne. Brahmachari is using a camera and clicking me. Time is 6:55 as per this clock. People are sitting in front of me with a lot of anticipation. Many have gathered around the world to watch what I am talking. This is Brahma Sutra, that's all. Only truth as innate intelligence to reveal itself. Shastra means truth about reality. Existence is great because it reveals all the truths about its reality. All the psychodrama you add on the things and persons and situations, if they are detected, truth is revealed. The moment you start the psychodrama of me being guru, I start the psychodrama of you being a disciple. The moment you start the psychodrama of friendliness towards somebody, that person starts the psychodrama of friendliness to you. The moment you start the psychodrama of enmity towards somebody, the person starts the psychodrama of enmity towards you. Psychodrama of pain, pleasure, love, anger towards persons, object, or reality is corruption. Otherwise, in truth, in reality, shastrayonitvat, if I have to translate this sutra, shastrayonitvat, reality is the origin of the truths about reality. Because it is origin about the truths about the reality, because it has a capacity
to reveal the truths about itself, it is great. I tell you, anybody who has a capacity to reveal the truths about himself will go to the deeper and deeper truths about himself. I really tell you. If you completely keep the truth about yourself open to the warm circle means people who experience your breathing space, whose breathing space every day you experience. You should learn this lesson.
A very big problem with Shiva Sutras is it is too simple. It's too simple. Only an integrated person will be able to use these techniques. These are like a fire. Only a person who is ready will straightaway explode by the touch of the fire, by the touch of the Shiva Sutra. In this book, every line is a Mahavagya. Every word is a Mahavagya. It just says, unminding the mind, keep in the middle until it drops. Buddha calls it as a Madhya Pantha, middle path. This sutra is the Nitya Sutra. Nitya Sutra means you need to practice it eternally. Actually, anything which you need to practice eternally, you don't need to practice. All you need to do is it should become part of you. It should become it should be internalized. Anything you need to practice in particular time only, you need to put your effort and practice. Anything which is Nitya Sadhana, the eternal practice, you don't have to do anything. Understand and internalize it. Very internalizing your thinking structure, your way of behaving, the whole thing will be totally transformed. Acceptance of the inevitability of every moment happening in your life. This moment you are sitting over. Next moment, if you want, you can stand. But you cannot fly. These three statements, if it is internalized, always your steps will be with a very clear idea of what you can do.
Here, Shiva is giving a very powerful technique for enlightenment. By closing the opening of the senses, by the hands and by piercing the center between the eyebrows, when the bindu is perceived and there is a gradual merging, then the supreme state is found in the center. Paramastitihi means the state in which Shiva is staying. First is the outer world, the second is inner world. When your inner world is more real than the outer world, you will have siddhi, means powers. Third kind of reality is transcendental reality. In that level, you will have buddhi, intelligence. Even in the second level, there is no guarantee you will have buddhi. You may have siddhi, power, but we don't know you will have buddhi or not. Transcendental reality. Transcendental reality means experiencing nothing dies. Experiencing, you don't need to do anything in the outer world or in the inner world. Understand? You don't need to do anything in the outer world or anything in the inner world. Because both are equally nonsense. Both have no meaning, both have lost meaning for you. People who are established in the internal reality, in the inner world, for them only outer world will be unreal, Maya, but the inner world will be real. If you are established in transcendental reality, Paramastitihi, what here Mahadeva says, Paramastitihi, then inner world and outer world, both are illusory for you. Both are unreal. Here the sutra which Shiva says, look lovingly at some object. Do not go to another object. Here in the middle of the object, let the blessing happen to you. You see, you do not even have to choose a deity. You can choose anything with which you feel connected. If it is Coca-Cola bottle, okay. But the problem is, with Coca-Cola bottle, you will have only lust, not love. When you see that bottle, you will think only what I can get out of it. Understand? Looking with love and looking with lust are two different things. When you see a beautiful man or woman, when you look, you only look what I can get out of that person. Then it is looking with lust, not with love. Love means what I can add to that person. What way I can be of some help to that person. If you decide or think of adding something, then it's looking with love. The moment you see and you start calculating what I can get out of that person, it is looking with lust. Understand? Looking with love, looking with lust, two different things. Here Mahadeva says, not only two different things, diametrically opposite. Diametrically opposite. Here Mahadeva says, look lovingly at some object. If you use the divine objects, it is lot more easy because the possibility of lust is less. Possibility of love is more. From the young age you are taught to look with a love and respect. So it is easy to connect. It is easy to relate. Have any one deity or the photograph of the God or Guru. Try to look with a deep love without moving to the other object. Understand? That is the main. That is the basic thing. Do not move to the other object. The moment you start jumping to the other object, you are tired of this object. The love has disappeared.